podcast. It's summertime in Canada, so we take advantage of the little bit of 2 months that we had. So I was putting out every 2 weeks, but we are also back on schedule. And also, for those who've been listening, it's coming up to the 1 year anniversary for the podcast, so shout out to all the support. Last couple months ago when I checked, we were at about 5,000-6,000 listens, which is, I was expecting like 10. So anything, anything will take. So for that, I am doing a giveaway, so please go check it out on Activated Podcast on IG. Winners will be announced on the 1 year anniversary, which is October 13th, I believe. Don't kill me on the date, but around that time. And to come back to the podcast game, today I reached out to my a little bit of privilege because I do know some of the big dogs in the business. So I had to go. This one here it took a year to get here, but we are finally here to make it happen. But finally, finally I made it. But before we start, I want to kind of introduce it, because last week I was going through. I said, man, I want to figure out what is the best way to bring him on, to announce him. So I wanted to run through a little bit of his awards, things like that. So number one, award-winning MC, international host, USA, London, of course Canada, across Canada. Those are the only 3 that I got.
Really? Really? And my name says what? And then you're leaving out the biggest continent of them all.
And of course, Africa. He's an actor, promoter, TV personality, all the way from Zimbabwe. Now residing in the city of Toronto. Not even now, but like for the past
22 years.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a long time. Brand ambassador. He also is the only African guy on, what should I say, urban national radio. Commercial radio
yeah.
Across Canada. Or even over, at least Canada. I know
Canada.
In Canada.
Yeah, I want to boost it down. Yeah, that'd be nice.
We might as well just add a couple of
like America. No.
So don't check the stats, but so the show, African Group Show, which comes on every Sunday from 12 to 2 on G98.7, The Way We Groove, alongside Miss Go-To Girl. Of course, we're gonna give her a shout out, but she's not here. Sitting across from me, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I have MC Bonde, the voice of Africa in the building. How you doing, sir? Hey, man.
I've made it in life. If you get an Activated Podcast, I've made it in life. It's crazy. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Finally. 1 year later, man. Do you know how you know how I've been campaigning for this, right? Did you see me in Africa All Star Music Fest? I could see you in the crowd. I was like, oh yeah. What up, Mr. Activate? I was like, yo, 3,000 deep in this concert.
We did.
And I was like, yo, what up, Mr. Activate? Yeah, I was just trying to get on the show, man. So
and I appreciate you. You know what the crazy thing is, when you did call my name, I look around like, wait a minute, did I just get a shout out on one of the biggest African concert in the city, 3,000 people? They probably wondering like, who's this guy?
Activated,
But thanks for coming, man. How you doing?
Doing great, man. I don't know why you're reaching out to this time, but I say don't make time for it because such crunch time for me right now as I'm about to head out to Africa for another mini tour. So, but I said, you know what? I haven't packed. I leave tomorrow. I haven't even packed. But I'm like, yo, I'm gonna activate it. Forget packing. I'm gonna throw everything in a suitcase and just bounce. But let me go and hang out and activate with my man Igbo, and real good look, man. Been watching it, been following it, and love the movement, and love.
Thank you.
I appreciate the media, man.
I appreciate that. And I remember we spoke about when I first launched. I remember you coming to me and be like, yo, you the guy that don't talk. What do you?
I know. I'm like, he's silent assassins. Then you hold him back, and then now you give them a podcast, he goes off.
And then you go up, it wasn't a work for quite some time. I just didn't want to jump out there before I felt like I was ready, or before I've, just working on it behind the scene a lot more than just doing it. I didn't want to do it like as a gimmick. Like I really care about what I'm doing, so I was like, let me just work on it for some time. Took me about a year and a half to put together, and then eventually my sister designed the logo, so I didn't have a choice. So once the logo came out, I was like, man, I gotta do it. Nice. And of course, like you, obviously the biggest figure in African, especially in African entertainment in Toronto. I watched you throughout the years on the low. I mean,
it's been years, man. More than 10 years.
Stole a couple of lines here and there from you.
Yeah, we see that. I mean, we hear that,
You know what I mean? And right now, I wanted to touch a little bit because you're saying, you haven't packed anything like that. You're on your way to Namibia, correct?
In Tanzania, yeah.
Tanzania first?
No, Namibia first.
Namibia and then Tanzania. So you're going on a mini world tour. Was this set up? Because I know also last year you did the same thing.
Yes.
Was that the setup for this mini tour coming up?
Well, you could say that. The first one, which was December 2017, November 2017 to January 2018, 3 months, I went down to Africa, connected with a lot of artists and acts and entertainers on the level of, I'm here, I'm a host, and I'm promoting African music in North America. So, hit me up. I would love to partner with you guys in terms of coming to Canada or even the United States, working as an agent for you guys and, seeking good promoters for you guys and making sure that you come through and get paid, because that's always the key thing. And it's organized. And then also on the end of, hey, I'm an MC, I'm a host, so whenever you're having those big gigs, bring me over. I'm available. Just make sure that you fill up the jet, and I'm there.
Put you on the private
because I don't fly commercial. No, I'm just kidding. But I just said, hit me up. I'm there. So that was a setup to sort of step outside of my comfort zone, which is Canada and the United States and the UK. Those are my comfort zone because I'm always out there hosting events. They already know me and they already appreciate my work. But I wanted to take it back. I cannot call myself, or I cannot be called the voice of Africa and not be in Africa itself and represent. And when I say Africa, I don't mean my home country alone, Zimbabwe, but I mean all over Africa. So if you notice on my past tour, I didn't even go to Zimbabwe. I'm not even going to Zimbabwe now. I'm trying to touch all the other African countries to make sure that the brand stays the voice of Africa.
That's what I was thinking about when I saw the tours and things coming out. I was like, oh man, that's a real good look. How long did you, from your perspective, how long did you think that it took to build that to where you've attained
to where I am now,
to the confidence where you could go like, okay, I'm going? Because obviously we're worlds apart in a sense, but I think just even doing it on the local level, like, do you even still get nervous when you get on stage, or now at this point it's like?
Well, honestly, there's some stages you get nervous. There are big stages that you get nervous. Like that Africa All-Star Music Festival. It's 3,000 people. It's a lot of people. I've done Ann Kansima's comedy show in Uganda in Kampala. That had almost 5,000 people in there. Wow. That one definitely, you get nervous. Let me not say you get nervous. No, I get nervous for the first probably 30 seconds of my act. If you look at me carefully, I'm going to give you a secret right now, only on Activated. If you look at me carefully,
which we appreciate, yes.
If you look at me carefully on the first 30 seconds of a big show, I'm shaking. If you look at me carefully, I'm shaking. And then after those 30 seconds, it just comes in. Plus also a few shots help as well. But anyway, it's a kid's show, But a few shots help as well. So I do get nervous, but in some of the gigs are just like natural now. It's like, been doing it for a while. So, since 95, I started doing this in 95 in high school in Zimbabwe. Wow. So with time, I gained more confidence and stuff like that.
Which is actually, that's what I wanted to ask you, if we could go back a little bit to the very beginning. And I appreciate you saying that, because I thought getting nervous, well, I didn't think it was only me, but I was just like, he does it. Like, for me personally, I really study the game in a sense. So I like to really watch certain people do it. I've had an opportunity now to do it a couple of times, and I think it gets bigger and bigger. I've done weddings, which I was like, this is, but it's paying attention to what you just said. I feel the same way, whereas in the first 30 minutes, it's a little bit, but after that, it's like, you can't take the mic away from me. I'm just
Exactly, you vibe. You're in the vibe. You're in the zone.
You know,
exactly. Same thing with me, man. I get in the zone. But weddings. I'll be honest with you. Weddings I destroy totally because I do an average of about 40, 45 weddings a year.
Oh, shit.
You know, so weddings are literally my thing. I actually like weddings more than events. You know, they're more personal. They're more enclosed. You know, they're not wide open and it's family and stuff.
Yeah.
So I do weddings better, if you ask me, rather than these events and stuff like that. So I love doing weddings and I do a lot of them. So with that experience, it sort of helps. So weddings, I don't get nervous because weddings, I just ease myself in, introduce myself. That intro is just one that just gets everybody flat already.
Yeah.
I gotta get them early.
Yeah.
I don't waste time. I get them early before the bride and groom even come into the building.
Okay.
I get the crowd already. Like, oh, who's this guy? You know what I'm saying? So I always get them. Yeah. So I'm comfortable with that a lot. But yeah, taking it back, man. 95 in high school.
What not to cut you off, but like, what inspired you to like? Is it something that started as like, I'm just gonna do this for fun, or did you actually like, no, I want to be a personality, a host, or go into that lane, or is this something that just came to you as you were doing it?
Well, what happened was I started off as a DJ. So I was a DJ. Yeah, I was a DJ, and played school gigs in Zimbabwe and. Kept on doing it for a while. You know, I started carrying CDs for some of the big name DJs from Zimbabwe into the clubs, into events and stuff like that. And eventually, we went to one gig in a private school just outside of the capital city of Zimbabwe, Harare. We went to the school, and when we got there, it was a Valentine's gig, right? So it was the school was mixed? Yeah, it's mixed, boys and girls. But the guys that I went with, honestly. We got there and there were so many beautiful girls, right? So these guys were like, oh no, we ain't playing here. Yeah. We're here to see the girls, forget playing. So they threw me in. They just threw me in and said, dude, you've been carrying CDs all this time, you've been looking while we're playing, it's time. Yeah. Get it on. So I played at that gig, that was one of my first gigs to play, and literally destroyed the place, man. Everyone was like, who's this guy, And then I didn't even have a name. You know what I mean? I didn't even have a name. I was like, I'm a DJ. DJ who? I don't know. But it worked out well, man. It worked out very well for me on that gig. And then from then on, started DJing events and stuff like that in Zimbabwe. Yeah. Used to call myself Easy T because my first name initial is T. Okay. My first name is Tinashe, which means we have got. Like Tinashe the girl. It's unisex. That's what I said. Guys, it's unisex, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it goes both ways.
Look at that. Only on Activate you get to
my government name. Nobody else knows that.
I'm gonna start googling you.
Nobody else. So yeah. So my first name. So I used to call myself DJ Easy T. Okay. But then it was two wannabe American, like Easy E back then. When we were growing up, that's what we listened to, like the NWA and all that stuff. So. It was too, I want to be American, so I had to be original, but I didn't have any original names, so I kept my Easy T. Until in my neighborhood, in Bonde, Harare, my friends started calling me Bonderai. Bonderai in my language means crash. So basically what they used to say is, my jokes are so dry that I'm always crashing. Yeah, dude. First of all, your jokes are dry.
Yeah, you're killing me.
I'm telling you, bro. They were like, your jokes are dry. But that's me, though. Those dry jokes is what people are dying with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So people started calling me Bonderai. You're always crashing. I'm like, guys, I really don't like that name. Please don't call me that. Everybody doesn't like their nickname. You know what I mean? Right. So I really was adamant about, please don't call me that. You know what I mean? But then it stuck. Every time we go out in the neighborhood, we'd hang out every night around 5 p.m. There's a spot we used to call the front page. We'd hang out there and just start chatting and catching up or taking shots at each other, dissing each other and stuff. What's that thing that they do? Roasting each other. Yeah. So every night we start roasting each other and every evening, you know what I mean? So they kept on roasting me, like, Bonderai. I'm like, no, man, no. And then it got stuck. Shout out to Mamaland, man. Mamaland bringing out the food.
Exactly. Right now, in case you don't know, you're not on the YouTube. We are inside Mamaland Restaurant Lounge, which is in Toronto, 685 Lansdowne. I was the ambassador, then they fired me, but I think we're back on good terms because they're giving us food and drink. Shout out to
give us food. Shout out to Mamaland, man.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So So it stuck. You know what I mean? The name stuck. Bonderai. So Bonde is short for Bonderai. So it simply means crash in my language, Shona, which is my mother language from Zimbabwe. So it stuck then, and then I was like, okay, I was looking for that original name. Oh, let's go with DJ Bonde then. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. So started as DJ Bonde. Okay. Then when that DJ Bonde name was picking up, that's when I moved to Canada. Okay. Right. So when I got to Canada, I came with all my CDs, everything that I had made, and I just started continued DJing a lot of events. Shout out to TK Smooth, also my Zimbabwe brother, who we started together in Canada. Okay. So we would roll together and play together.
That to me now it makes sense, like, because it does look like you guys have a very strong relationship. I've always wondered. I was like, maybe it's because they're both from Zimbabwe, but
no. It's not even about us being both from Zimbabwe. It was more like
you guys started. Yeah,
we started together. Yes, in the trenches together in Canada. Start from zero. From building that whole African scene that you're seeing now. We started it at Leo Lounge. Even bringing out all the other nationalities to our parties. Shout out to Flow Master as well. Okay. Because to capture also the East African side of it, we had Flow Master on board as well. So shout out to DJ Flow Master from Kenya as well, who was part of that. And shout out to DJ Spin Along, who was Ace back then, Candyman.
Spin Along, when I started coming around, I think I've been to like 2 or 3 of the parties that you guys did. And then I guess now he moved back to Zimbabwe. He moved back to Zimbabwe. Okay, shout out to him.
And Candyman. Shout out to Candyman as well, who's back in Zimbabwe as well. So those are the guys who we started with from zero and built it. And then so I kept on DJing, and me and TK have a strong relationship that we tell each other like it is. Like sugarcoat. I don't really sugarcoat. That's fine. But anyway, me and him are so bluntly honest with one another. If either one of us is screwing up, we tell each other right there. We don't wait till tomorrow, or we don't go behind each other's backs and say, "Oh, this guy." No, he comes straight up to me and say, "No, bro, no, this is no." Even though we argue and I say, "No, bro, this is it," he's like, "No, it's not." And same thing, vice versa. If I go back to him, I'm like, "No, bro, it's not it." No. So he came to me and was like, "Bro, honestly, your DJing skills, they're okay, right? But your MCing skills, oh, bro, off the charts. Like, you know what to say on the mic. You know how to hype up the crowd. You know how to move the crowd. And you have the voice. So I think you should stick to MCing. Right. So I took it to heart, man. I was like, damn, this guy's saying I'm a whack DJ, man. It really hurt me. But then I went and thought about it. And I was like, you know what? He's right. Yeah. Let me just focus on the MCing. Let me leave the DJs. Plus, there were too many DJs coming up anyway. Yeah. Because everyone was grabbing the laptop. Everyone was a DJ. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what?
Everybody self-proclaimed.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? Let me be unique. Let me do my own thing. Let me stay in my own lane and set the bar. You know what I'm saying? So I left the DJing side, and then I became from DJ Bonde to now MC Bonde. And then back then when we started MC Bonde, then there was a club called Eagle House in Toronto. And when that was happening, I was the voice of Eagle House. So it was my voice you would hear in the club all the time. Every single Friday, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was on. That club was it was a Nigerian club, and Nigerian/African club, because everybody now started coming there. Yeah. We used to do all the independent celebrations, whether it be Congo, whether it be South Africa Freedom Day, Zimbabwe independence, Nigeria independence, Kenya, all that. So it was now more, it was owned by Nigerians, but it was more now an African spot. Okay. So I was the voice of Eagle House, and when that shut down, me and Spinala now sat down, we're like, okay, so now there's no more Eagle House. There's no more. So what are you the voice of now? You're not the voice of Eagle House no more.
Oh, okay, because that was literally your name, voice of Eagle House.
MC Bonde, the voice of Eagle House. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the popping spot for Africa. They were like, wow, well, I don't know. We ran out of ideas. And then one day we're like, dude, we are representing Africa after all. I'll go with the voice of Africa. Then we looked it up and we saw there's some voice of Africa things that are happening in the US as well and stuff like that. We're like, well, you're an MC, so it's totally different from that. So let's brand you like that and register that name. So we literally registered that name, MC Bonde, the voice of Africa. So for those that don't know, that think I do this for fun, no, it's fully registered. And we actually pay taxes for this name. We actually pay taxes in Canada for this name. So that's how it started, and that's how it got to that point.
Yeah.
Right? Kept on pushing the events, hosting a whole lot of events right in the city and stuff like that. And then one day, Facebook put up, not Facebook, but on Facebook, a post came up from CGKM or something along those lines, which is G987, right? They put out a posting, we're looking for vibrant hosts for a new black-owned radio station. Back then, actually I skipped a stage there, I did online radio. I did a lot of online radio,
right.
A lot, and I owned an online radio station as well. After working for one, I then owned one, left that, and went to community radio on what is now called Vibe 105.5.
Okay, I've heard in York.
York University.
Okay.
Right. Back then it was CHRY 105.5. So I worked there during the African show with Hyde Green. Shout out to Hyde Green. He put me on, so shout out to him. Worked there for a bit, and then after that, I saw a post on Facebook saying we're looking for Vibrant to host shows, for these shows, African, Caribbean. So I applied, and I left it there. You know, that's my whole mindset in things that I do. I go for things, but if it's not meant for me, I let it stay there,
okay.
And then it comes full circle. So I left it there for like 2 years. I applied for it, and then all of a sudden, 2 years later, when I said I'm retiring, because I was not feeling this whole entertainment scene anymore. Mm-hmm. So I announced that the awards, I don't know if you were there, the African Entertainment Awards, like, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired of this. It's not working, I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know, only after those awards, a week later, I get a call from Gina and they say, hey, we've seen your application, we want to interview you. You know what I mean? And did 3 interviews, and the rest is history. We get out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sitting there, I'm letting you go because though I've been around, or we've been around each other for so long, I know there's a lot of things that I don't know, which is very interesting to me, which is why I wanted to come. And I think even to a lot of people, because I feel, and this might be my personal opinion, but I feel at the level that you're doing it, there's really like, for me in the African community, it's like it's Bonde and it's everybody else. Do you feel like sometimes you get overlooked or people don't really understand? Because I know sometimes you post it too, like, I mean business when I'm talking about this MCing thing. Do you sometimes feel like, yo, these people really don't respect what I do to the level that I do it? Do you ever feel that frustrated?
It's always. Every day, bro. Every single day.
Yeah.
You know, and wow, this is coming very clean and nice. I like this. What happens with me is that sometimes people take my confidence the wrong way, or they take my confidence for cockiness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't let anybody push me over. You know, I have a very strong personality. You know what I'm saying? I have a strong personality. Shout out to my mom. Got that from my mom. So I have a strong personality where I'm a leader. Let's put it that way. I'm a leader. I am not a follower. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I might follow you on Instagram and Snapchat. MC Bonderai, follow me, by the way. MC Bonderai, shameless plug. But I'm a leader.
Yeah.
You understand? I always aim to be number 1. I don't aim to be number 2. You understand? So anything I do in the entertainment business, I'm aiming to be at the top.
Yeah.
You understand? So sometimes, yes, I do get frustrated because people just don't get it, and to some extent, I feel like some people don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, and when I say people don't appreciate it, I'm talking about when it comes to the compensation of the work that I put in. Oh man, don't get me started with that. I love the way you're laughing because you already know. Because sometimes
I was literally setting it up for that because I mean, I know I get it now, and I get it now, but I understand why I get it. But I can also see how even to the level where I'm doing, like I'm saying, not in comparison, but like. You know, if to do an event like somebody would ask you and you tell them, oh, 200, they'd be like, oh, like it's never, the price I feel is never, whatever price you give them, they always want to go lower for whatever reason.
True.
And then I started thinking about it, well, if you don't respect that, you think it's easy, why don't you do it? You know, why don't you get up there and speak in front of whatever, even like 10 people, like people
and
think,
joke and dance, like all that stuff,
and do whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I guess it comes from like, so right now, like as it stands, how would somebody even go through like booking? Because I know like they don't contact you directly, like just You have a management.
Yeah,
I'm sure you do.
So there is a management that handles everything. But to be honest with you, because I have so many relationships, I would say 70% of my bookings, they come straight to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? 30% goes to the manager, especially weddings. Weddings are a little bit more complicated and they cost more, so they go to the manager. She deals with it and takes care of the bookings and the deposits and the payments and everything like that.
Right.
But 70% of the promoters and other people and acquaintances from weddings who saw me at another wedding, they call me directly and they're like, "Hey, we need you." I'm like, "Okay, cool. This is the rate." They're like, "Oh my God, no." And they start crying. And then some of them I respect, I'll be honest with you, I respect some who don't call me back. When I tell them, a lot of them don't call me back. And I respect that. Because you know you're staying in your lane, you can't afford it, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would rather take that than people trying to negotiate and say, no, we only had $200. Dude, I was getting paid $200 in 2007 when I started.
Yeah.
Well, not started, but when we were doing Eagle House, I was getting $200 every week. We're in 2018, and I've elevated my work.
100%.
You understand? And I've worked hard to move up. Yeah, why would I stay on the same $200? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even gas went up. Look at gas when it was back then. Gas was like 89 cents.
Yeah.
Gas is like $1.50 now.
That's a fact.
$1.27.
Well, for all of those that can't afford Bonde, you might be able to afford me, so. Bonde,
if I tell you no, you know who to call, guys.
But like, yo, I know somebody else.
You
Yeah, that's interesting. And another thing that you briefly touched on as we started talking was the entertainment scene in Canada, what it was then to what it is now. How have you seen it evolve to the level it's at now, where they able to put up, and shout out to K-Popsy, he's able to put up like an Africa All-Star weekend with like 6, 7, 8 big time African superstars in the business. From your perspective, where are we in terms, if you have to grade it scale to 10, 1 to 10 now, where are we now to where you saw it at the very beginning?
Oh, we at I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
Because there's room for improvement, but I'll give it an 8. And yeah, shout out to K-Popsy because he's definitely elevated it to another level of doing it at that scale.
Yeah.
That's big. Africa All-Star Music Festival is definitely big. And it definitely unites Africa. Even though a few people still complain and say, hey, it's more Nigerian and so forth, but no, it really brings Africa together because he touches on Southern Africa, East Africa, and West Africa, you know what I mean? So he does his best to collaborate, and I love his work ethic because he reaches out to those specific communities or the leaders in the entertainment business in those communities, you know what I mean? So he reaches out and say, hey, what do you think about this artist? Can we do this? Or can we do this? Who do you think is relevant now and who's best? Give me 3 names, because sometimes those artists also ask for exuberant requests.
Right.
Or either too much money, or business class, or I only stay in 5-star hotel.
So you guys are flying these guys in economy? Is that what they coming in as?
Well, some of them, yeah. Some of them, come on, man. It's Canada. And this is why I went to Africa on the tour as well. I went to tell them, guys, don't think that because it's Canada we have money. We don't have money.
Yeah.
We're trying to promote the culture.
Yeah.
So don't be hitting
Which
us
goes
hard.
further anyways, right?
Yeah, don't be hitting us hard, because if you hit us hard, we're not going to book you. We're not going to, period. Right? That's how it is.
Nobody wins, yeah.
Yeah, and nobody wins. And we're trying to push the culture. So please, if there's anything that you can cut back on, if you want business class, okay, then cut down on your fees or something. But everybody, I know you have your brand and you have your fees and so on. We respect that. But you also understand that we're trying to push the culture here, and if we're bringing 8 artists, or if K-Popsy is bringing 8 artists, there's no way you can now all ask for 20,000 each. To say, I want 20,000, I want 15,000 US too. And also this thing of, let's get paid in US dollars. We're not in the United States, and our ticket sales here do not get sold in US dollars.
Yeah,
we sell them in Canadian dollars. So yeah, I told all these artists that I met, and I've been voicing it on the radio show as well. Like, guys, let's understand this. Let's work together to push the culture. We're going far.
Yeah.
You know, if once we push the culture and we build that, you know, where we are now is where soca music was a few years ago. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. J, the soca prince, when he was pushing soca music and nobody was like, oh, what is that, right? And then now, come on, look at soca now.
Yeah, I mean, it sells out at Cabana pool bar, soca parties.
Exactly,
like,
soca party, crazy,
yeah,
you know. So that's where Afrobeats is going. That's where African music is going.
Right.
We're growing. We're gonna get to that level. You know, we're gonna get to the level of filling up stadiums at some point. You know, in North America, not only in Africa, because we do that in Africa already. So we want to do it here and fill up all these big events that usually we don't fill up. So we're getting there, but we just have to work together and sort of understand and negotiate. Be open-minded. Mm-hmm. Have your feet set, yes, but be open-minded to negotiate.
Flexible, yeah.
And flexible, yeah. We need flexibility.
But that's good that you said. My biggest frustration when it comes to that, especially even when I'm trying to sell tickets to people, is like everybody always feel like, oh no, the ticket is too much. So I like to give them like a quick math. Like, guys, you know, if you have 8 artists, and let's even say you're giving them 10,000 each, which is very realistic, but we'll keep at a cap. You know, that's already $80,000 on what they pocketing just as an artist. So now these guys come up here for a week or two. The promoter has to take care of that the whole time. What they eat, you know, sometimes even their woman entertainment, but you know what I mean, all these things. So, you know, like I get it. I guess it's still harder for us to like trust, because sometimes artists also don't show up at the day before, things like that. So like I guess there's a little bit of a trust factor. And people always feel like $50 is too much, but I'm like, but we pay that to go see other
international acts. I know.
Exactly.
We're not there yet. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But we don't have that respect for our own. I don't know what it is with supporting our own. You know?
Do you think we'll get to that? I mean,
oh yeah.
You think if you have to estimate, like, what we looking at, 5-10 years or?
Yeah, as long as we're pushing the culture like this, you know, with this podcast, with the radio show, as long as we're pushing the culture that way, we'll get there. I don't know. I can't really put a timeline on it because everybody's going to hold me accountable. Say, hey, Robert, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years and we still haven't seen anything. What's going on? You know what I mean? So, I don't know, but I know we're going to get there. I know for sure we're going to get there. If it's not me, then it's my kids. It's not even their kids, it's my kids. We're gonna make sure they get there, you know, because my kids are 4 and 1 right now, and they're already getting training about radio, right?
Yeah, no, I see him. You always bring them up
in the studio. Yeah, they always.
I be a little jealous. I say, Bonde, you need to put me on there. I'm just throwing it up.
I like to make it, man. I like to make it radio.
And also, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the transition on going from like emceeing events to transitioning, because you do have a radio show on commercial radio here in Canada, the biggest African show in Canada for sure. What was that transition like, going from just doing events to like doing it on commercial? Well, you did also say you did do.
Yeah, I did do. Yeah, it wasn't.
Was it a big transition going?
Oh yeah, it was big because now you're on a commercial platform and now you're literally on a professional radio station where there's certain things you can say, certain things you can't say, because on this kind of platform, in this world that we live in, this diaspora that we live in, lawsuits are easy to come by. You understand? Oh, wow. So anything you say can and will be used against you at some point. So you literally now have to watch what you say, watch what you support. I mean, you can have your opinion, and you literally have to say, hey, this is my opinion. Because disclaimer, you know what I mean? Because if you don't, it can come back to bite you. You understand? So yeah, it was not that difficult, but it's a bit of a challenge to transition into a commercial platform and just watch what you're saying, what you're doing, how you carry yourself in public now, and so forth, because everyone knows who you are, and so forth. So now you gotta represent in a positive way. You know,
so on radio.
Exactly.
And I know
on and off radio.
24/7.
24/7, because they know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, and so you can't be wilding out, and you know what I'm saying. That's why sometimes you see me like behind the scenes and stuff, just chilling and stuff like that. But ladies and gentlemen, let me get one thing clear. When you do see me wilding out, it's worth it. That's so you know it. Because sometimes, you know, some people push you the wrong way.
Push you.
I'm very patient. That's my strongest strength.
I have to give it to you because I've seen people come at you and you taking the high road.
Exactly. I walk away and I'm very patient. But some people still push you to the edge. There's some people who are just unprofessional in this business. You know, as much as they do events and stuff like that, as much as they do events and whatever they do, but they're very unprofessional and very disrespectful. And you know, so I can't work with such people. Yeah. And I blacklist them. I literally blacklist them. I would not work for them, you know, unless they come and either apologize. Some of them have come and apologized. Because eventually they see, okay, maybe I was wrong. Or they're told by somebody that, oh, you know what, yeah, you were wrong. Yeah. I will talk to Bonde and stuff like that. Some of them, I'll be honest with you, have come to the studio straight up and say, you know what, Bonde, let's bury this. Let's keep it moving. Let's work. You know, we need to work. There's a lot of things we need to do together. And some have come through and, you know, we buried it and we keep it moving. We don't go back to it. Keep it moving. We're men.
We just go.
You know what I mean? But then there's some who are just obnoxious, ignorant, and feel that they are all that.
If you could share with us, what is the most disrespectful you've read something, you like, nah, I gotta call this guy. Nah, he's stepping out of line. Like anything you can think of?
I mean, you know.
I got a few. I don't know if I want to throw. We gonna put Bonde on the spot.
Dude, I mean, I have people who you know, you make an agreement with, you agree on something, and then afterwards they make you seem like you're stupid or we did not agree on that. Like as if I'm making things up. Yeah. Like, dude, there was witnesses. There were people there.
There was people there.
You literally say that, and then now you're coming back like I'm an idiot or like I'm a fool. Yeah. I'm making up stories. You know, there's people like that, very unprofessional and very cocky. You know, thinking that because they have a big event that they do, and they think that because I do this event, of which probably you don't even fund it yourself. But anyway, I'm just saying, you know, we find out certain things. We find out certain things, and we find out that funding is coming from someone else, and you're just a runner boy. So
and he's a spokesman.
It's not even a spokesman. Spokesman is too nice of a word. A running boy who's just running around for the big bosses who just don't want to be put out there. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to act like as if you know you're doing so. There's certain people like that I just blacklist them, and I'm like, you know what? You do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah. When you realize that you need to respect people, you need to respect our work, then holler at us. We are not going to holler at you. You know, you're going to holler at us. Yeah. You know, and they'll be going on other radio stations, which are not even as big as ours, and they'll be going and saying smack.
I think I have an idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, they'll be going and talking smack on other radio stations. They're like, oh, we don't listen to this one. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, you're the only one who doesn't listen, because our numbers are rated by the government of Canada, not by...
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, numbers don't lie. We got the numbers. So it's all right if you don't listen. You know what I mean? It's all good. We keep it moving, man. I don't even entertain that at all.
So, I mean, obviously there's people you want to work. Now, going back, and I know you've kind of went back and forth with this retirement thing. You was also saying earlier, like at some point you was like, how frustrated were you? What was your, actually a better question is, what was your frustration coming from, like, in terms of, like, were you, like, being impatient, like, yo, I put in this amount of time, I should be at this level, was that?
Exactly, but I wouldn't say impatient, because like I said in the beginning, I'm very patient. Okay. You know, once again, shout out to my mom. She told me that, you know, patience is virtue, or good things come to those who wait, good things come to those who are patient, so I'm very patient, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say patient, I put in a lot of work, man. A lot of people don't see the behind the scenes, the blood, the sweat, the non-sleepless nights. Right. You know, I even have sleep apnea now. People don't even know that, you know what I mean? Because I don't sleep well, because I stay awake and I'm always out and about. I don't take any drugs, but I don't sleep well and stuff because I'm always out and about and I'm always up at night, right? So, you know, when I look at my career and it's not elevating to where, I mean, it's not elevating to where I feel like it should be, right. I don't see the purpose of going on. Yeah. You understand? I don't see the point of keeping on doing the same thing. You know, it's beating a dead horse already. Like I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and staying on the same level and not seeing growth. I'm a person of growth. If you look at my track record, where I started and where I am now, you see that it's literally stairs going up.
Right.
You know, it's literally stairs going up. I've been blessed, and I thank God for that. That it's stairs going up. I mean, I can have a point where it goes flat for a little bit, but it's been up, in terms of my entertainment career.
For somebody starting out, let's say for me, for example, if you had to give me, I don't know, 2-3 pointers that you think helped you when you first started, what would it be?
You know what? It's different now. With the whole social media era, when we started, there was no social media. You know what I'm saying? We're in a different era now. You know?
I mean, that is true.
We're in a totally different era. So honestly, sometimes our advice as the veterans in the game doesn't even make sense. You know, sometimes it's not even worth it. You are more creative probably than we are, or than we were back then.
Right.
You know, look at you right now. We never had all this podcast. And look, I told you, when I tell you about this whole setup, it's like, yo, so who's doing the lights for you? Yo, who's doing this? How much was the equipment? That's what I was asking. I'm like, yo, this setup is proper. I'm feeling like I'm in the studio.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, come on, man. We never had
this wouldn't be possible.
You know what I had when I was doing this podcast? I had a dollar store headphones that has a microphone on it.
Oh, I know.
And it was like, it was the worst microphone ever. That's what I had. Look at you. All these label headphones and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We never had that. So we're living in a different era. Our old school advice sometimes, or most of the time in this era, probably doesn't work. The only thing that works is life lessons, when you talk about being patient, talking about respect, you know, and, you know, making sure that you stand your ground, you know, believe in yourself before you start believing in anyone else. Believe in yourself and know your net worth, know your worth. Don't let anybody downgrade you and say, no, bro, you're not worth this. No, you know, says, who are you to tell me that I'm not worth this much? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So set your bar there and stick to it. Stick to your guns. Don't bend over for anyone. That's the general life. It's more of life, but also applies to our entertainment work as well. To say, listen, stick to those principles, and you'll definitely be successful.
Yeah, I think the hardest part now is that I find anyways, and maybe you can see a different perspective, is that like when everything that people go to is social media in a sense. Like it's like, okay, like, oh, we want you to do this, how many followers you got? But I think sometimes we let that cloud our judgment in a lot of ways. I think it balances out, because I truly feel like, because I think there's a lot of things I keep to myself, like on a personal level. My social media is such a tiny aspect of what I do. So it's like, sometimes people will go, oh yeah, you have X amount of followers. And I was like, but trust me, I make a bigger impact, and you can point them out. Even in the community, like, yeah, these X amount of followers does not equate to really like doing the groundwork, which I understand. But do you get that as well, or no? Like, does anybody, I mean, I feel like you, at this point, you don't really have to prove yourself in a sense, but
yeah, I mean, I don't, man. And speaking of those, you know, talking about followers and stuff like that, it's like, that's the era we live in now, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, right now, the two founders of Instagram just quit, because Instagram was bought by Facebook, right? So the two CEOs just quit. So I wonder what will happen if Instagram goes away. You know, that is how some people will work in this business. Because honestly, bro, you know, that's another thing.
That's right.
No, I'm just saying, man.
No, listen, I mean, what you said is
that's another thing that I'm kind of bitter about, because some people have now made it big because of Instagram or because of social media.
Right.
You understand? We've been working in the trenches, bro.
Right.
You know, we've been working in the trenches. I may not have 10K followers, you know what I mean? But we've been working in the trenches.
The work is the work.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then some people just do a little drop or a little video and it goes viral, and all of a sudden they're now MCs. All of a sudden they're hosting events. I'm like, what? What?
Can we get some names? Are we gonna get a name?
Well, yeah, I have names. Let me just get on my phone. And
you can text it to me.
I'll give you all the names. You know, and then what's frustrating to me as well is, let me give you an example when we talk about this, is, you know, there's a show that comes up, you bring a person all the way from another country, another continent, not even North America, and they come in and say they're hosting, right? Of course, because they have the numbers and the followers, right? Then they come and host, and I'm on the bill as well as the host, but I've been shortchanged. Like, we want to give you $200.
And then we're going to give him
And then he gets 1,000 US, gets a flight, gets a hotel, and everything. Okay, because he has more followers than I do. Okay. But work-wise, he comes, says a few words, and then I say, okay. Then he gives me the mic. He's like, okay, thank you. Then later on in the evening, I'm like, oh yeah, you're still hosting. He's like, no, I'm done. You only spoke once, and you flew all the way to. I'm like, that really blew my mind. You understand? And I'm like, wow. So it gets me thinking, bro. It's like, what am I doing wrong?
What am I
doing wrong? What do I need to do? And then there was one point I say, should I strip on social media? Should I have a sex tape out? I considered everything.
Right.
I was like, what's gonna really get me over that 100K followers? You know? No, it's not worth it. Let me stick to my principles, let me stick to my guns and do my thing. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If I'm gonna leave the game, I'm gonna leave the game with my head up high, that I've put in the work and I've set, I've made history.
Yeah.
You understand? For being on commercial radio, the only African, I've made history and I've done justice to my life and to my career in the entertainment business. I'm happy, I'm content with where I've reached, even though I really want to go higher, because my aim now is to go into Series XM, because going to that now would be literally
that's the next step.
That's the next step up.
Right.
If I can't do that, then I'm not doing anything else. It's Series XM and also the MC Bonde show. Trying to get into that whole TV talk show.
Right.
I have
which I see I've seen you tease us about it, and then
working on it, man. It's years.
I understand.
It's been years, and working on and putting things together, and it's not easy. Got the content for literally a full season of content. Actually, not a few seasons of content and material to talk about.
Right.
Of course, it will touch a lot about Africa. Lessons on Africa, interviews, performances from African acts and so forth. So it's work in progress, and hopefully it flourishes in the near future. But if it doesn't, I'll be honest with you, there's nothing else that
is the definite step.
Next step, and that will be the highest step that I personally set myself. Like, this will be it.
Yeah.
Either Series XM or both, one or both. Because they can be done both as well. So, fingers crossed, or putting out the prayers there and here and there. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll happen soon.
Yeah, I mean, just don't forget about the rest of the look. Y'all hear me?
Told you, man.
I'm trying to put Bonde on the spot a little bit. Bonde don't.
I don't on the spot. Come on, man.
But in your anybody that you would consider even grooming, because I know you've done it for so long, because I'm sure a lot of people could benefit you taking them under the wing. Is this something that you thought about, or you think you still got work to do for yourself? Because I always say to people, it's I can't help you if I can't help myself. You know what I mean? But I know with this podcast, it's crazy enough. Everybody reaches out to me. I want to be on, and I'm like, I can't understand it. Overall impact, or maybe I'm just being humble. It keeps me level-headed in the sense, but it does have an impact. And sometimes I even get messages yo, I got a business plan, I want to come. I'm like, who, me? You know what I mean? But back to you in the sense, have you thought about it? Okay, once this gets to a certain level, which it has. I mean, in my eyes, anyways. Would you consider to keep the name alive in a sense, having an umbrella where you have MCs coming up?
Definitely. But the thing about these young MCs, man, they think they know it all. And as much as you want to try to help, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. They think they have it all under wraps. They know it better and stuff like that. And some of them just feel intimidated just by me being there. I'm like, guys, I'm the easiest going person ever.
Yeah.
I'm the guy you can take shots at, and I take them. And I can fire back. Hopefully you can take it back, because I'll fire back. But I'm the easiest going person, the easiest person to talk to. You can approach me and everything, but I try to groom. But like I said, man, these young ones, man, they're on a different level. This whole, I want to go back to it again. This whole social media and all these new things has sort of messed, especially the youth of these days, man. They're just in their own track, and he just like, listen, it's my way or the highway. I listen to nobody. You know, kind of no respect to the OGs who've been in the
Which
game.
is weird. I find it very weird.
Yeah, man, it is, and I don't see it weird. I feel like they feel like they know it all, and also they get caught up with the hype of the crowd sometimes. Like you can't be caught up with the hype of the crowd. You know, if you see me performing for 10 people, the same way I'll perform for 5,000 people. I'm going to Namibia right now in the stadium with 20,000 deep.
That's a fact. Yeah.
You know, right? I'm still going to perform the same way I performed at Afrofest.
Yeah.
Or I performed at Scarborough African Music Festival, or African All-Star Music Festival. You know what I'm saying? Still going to be the same performance. Not or what I did in Kampala in Uganda. You know, you get the same performance from me regardless of the crowd. You know, and that's what it's all about. Whereas the kids nowadays, wow. Once there's a big crowd, bro.
Which is honestly, it's funny you say that.
It goes south, man. It goes south, and I'm trying to hold their hand like, no, don't do that. And they're like, no, I want to do that. No, I'm like, okay, you know what? Do your thing, and let's see what happens after that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's funny you say that. That is true. Like I've seen you have the same energy with 50 people, 70 people, 3,000 people, but like I'm saying, like me, honestly, looking at what you've done, I've always studied it because there's one thing that, regardless how somebody feels, they know that Bonde come with a certain, the professionalism is nothing to be spoken for. There's no in between. If Bonde says he's gonna do it, even when you get put on the bill, one thing that I really appreciate that you do is that you actually promote this event. As in, certain people, they be like, oh, nah, you know, I'm busy, I'm not promoting it till this. You know, and that's like, and you even promote things that you're not even on sometimes.
Sometimes they hit me up behind the scenes. And they're like, yo, can you promote? And when you hit me up like that, I have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, some people just don't appreciate that, you know, and I don't know whether they don't see it, and I don't know what it is.
They don't respect that.
Oh, they don't respect that? I don't know. And I'm always saying, guys, if I want to bill any event that I'm on, I'm promoting regardless. You don't need to tell me, hey, we need promo. No, I'm on promo. You know what I'm saying? I'm on promo 100%. You know, I'll push it like it's my own event because I want to. I don't hate on anybody when it comes to the entertainment business, and when you have a show coming up and be bashing the show, I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will promote and help you out. You know, as long as you have that mutual respect.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And you reach out and say, oh, you need help. No problem, I'm there. You know what I mean? But some of these people out here, man, it's
it's a crazy. Also, I wanted to ask you, I got so many questions. One, how was it like? Because you've done Afrofest many years. Afrofest at the Woodbine Park and everything like that.
From Queens Park, yeah.
From Queens Park to now Woodbine. How do you like doing Afrofest every year? Like,
love Afrofest, man.
Give me your perspective on it.
Love Afrofest, man. Love Afrofest. Love the hype. I introduced the dance competition, in case people didn't know that.
Right.
At Queens Park. I was dancing, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. How about I get the crowd involved? You know what I mean? So I got the crowd involved. I brought in, look at the videos, they'll show you. I was still skinny back then.
Actually, I've seen them.
There's a clip. I'm going to look it up on my Instagram and repost it at MC Bonde1. Shameless plug again for my social media.
Yeah.
At MC Bonde1. There's a video there where I danced with Fumu Jamez. Shout out to Fumu Jamez. He's a dancer, an African dancer based here in Toronto. And there's a video that's out there that we danced at Afrofest at Queen's Park, where I sort of said I'm the best dancer, and I challenged him. Oh no, he challenged me. I was dancing, and he challenged me and came on stage and danced a little bit. Then I was like, no, I can do better than that. Then I danced, and then everyone was like, yeah, everyone went crazy, right? And then I was like, do you think he can do better? And everyone was like, yeah. I'm like, no, I don't think he can do better. Please get him off the stage. People were like, no, keep him on. I'm like, okay, let's give him a chance and see what happens. Oh my God. This guy went in. He went.
I think you posted that video.
I reposted it on TBT. I've Thursdays. Yeah. This guy went in and went low, and then I literally stopped the music and dragged him off the stage. And I said, security. And I was looking for security, and we never have security in Afrofest. I'm like, security, please get this guy off stage. It was crazy. So that's how the dance competition was born. And then, you know, the following years, we started saying, okay, we need to give away some prizes, you know, and then shout out to G987 FM. They started sponsoring it for a few years, and then shout out to Music Africa. They continued to sponsor me with the $500, $300, and $100 prizes that we give away at AfroFest. So I love doing AfroFest. I think at some point they always say, "Hey, let's go to the main stage." I was like, "No, I'm okay on the small stage. Let's keep it right there."
I thought that would be the natural transition to the bigger. But you like
hype.
The smaller stage. I feel is like the bigger stage.
That's the hype. That's where the hype is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the big stage. That's where the hype is. The main stage still remains the main stage because it still has those big acts that you want to see and stuff, but it has those numbers. That's huge, right? But the small stage has come a long way, bro. And I'm glad to say the hype that I've brought, it definitely attests to some of the numbers that have come up in the dance competitions and some of the jokes and the ad-libs that I add in there and stuff. And last few years, I've added giving away $3.25 or tokens for the bus for the West dancers to just go home and never come back to our you know, introduce that. People are dying, man. People are like, "Oh my God." No, he did not just say that. So this year, I put those $3.25 actually in envelopes. Before I used to just count $3. Now I put them in envelopes to act like it's a real prize and say, "Hey, here you go. This is your bus fare. Don't ever come back again because your dancing is not that good," you know. So all jokes though, all jokes. And so I love hosting AfroFest. Shout out to Peter Toll for always putting me on, and shout out to Music Africa as well, for always getting me involved.
I mean, I got to do it this year in a sense, but and I think for me it's something that I always wanted to do, and I know. And shout out to Peter. Peter has been the one that's been giving me a lot of opportunities. And I respect it because Peter, he's the type of person that if he thinks you're not it, like he doesn't do it just because you know him.
Oh no, he doesn't. No,
he's not going to do it just as a favor. Like he truly has to see something in it. So I appreciate it.
He needs proof. He needs proof that you can do it, and you can't just hit him up.
He was calling me when he first called me. Threw the idea at me. Of course, I wasn't going to say no. I said, of course. Who doesn't want to do? And I've never actually even spoke to him like, "Yo, I really want to do this." So then every month or so he'll call me, and in a very stern, serious voice, "Are your jokes ready?" It's like, "Jokes? Are you sure?" Or,
see, that's the thing about me too. Everybody thinks I'm a comedian.
Yeah,
I'm not a comedian. But sometimes you get those ad-libs that you can add in there and stuff like that, and it just comes on the spot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's also a thing I would say. Like, there's nothing you can prepare for. I think it's really like getting up there doing it. It's nothing you can really rehearse and if you start to rehearse, I feel like things will go.
You're gonna mess up your act. Yeah.
Couple more questions I have before we wrap things up. If somebody, being that you're on commercial radio again, I was just wondering if somebody wanted to.
By the way, I gotta add this. I had a TV show before, a very amazing TV show. I had a top 10 African countdown. On local channels, on local cable channels, with Emmett TV for about 2 years, where we're playing top 10 African music videos.
Oh, Emmett, I think we did. We did an interview on it. It never came out though.
No, everything came out. There's no way we cut anything.
No, not with you. We did one. We definitely did one. Motherland Unity, we did one. We went all the way to Ajax. Got dressed up. We sat down. We did it.
Oh yeah, that's after my era.
That's
my era. We were doing it in the studio.
Yeah.
Down at Dundas West, we're doing it in the studio, and we did it for a while. So shout out to Emmett TV. Are they still? Yeah, I think they're there. I'm not sure if there's a channel that they're on, but I see they're still working and putting out events and so forth as Emmett TV.
What about Fever? I think you did also. Is it Fever?
No, I didn't do Fever. What I did for Fever was I did the voiceover. So the voice that you hear, what did I do? The next show is rated 18A. Parental advisory. That's my voice.
Okay.
Everybody hears that. Like, yeah. So I did all of their voiceovers for Fever TV. I didn't really have a show there or anything. I just did
really at this point, there's nothing that you cannot do in a sense. Like there's nothing.
Well, I can't DJ. Remember?
You think if you were to DJ again, that you?
No, I can, but
you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. So I stayed in my lane.
And also, like I know you hosted an award show in the U.S.
Yeah.
How's that? Like how's the treatment different going to the U.S. than?
Speaking of which, yeah, man. you're really activated.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
You're activated, bro. Seriously. Dude, that's another thing that's kind of frustrating. Somebody help me out and let me know why I get top class treatment outside of Canada. But when it comes to Canada, I get not crappy, but I don't get that much good service or good acknowledgement. You know what I mean? From my own people in my own community.
Well,
but when I go out, bro, like VIP, I'm like, I went to Uganda, bro. There was security, there was police, there was this. I'm like VIP and everything, like bottles on the table. There, it's like, yo, do your thing. I'm like, damn. You know, I go to South Africa, I go to Durban with Destruction Boys. I go to their party celebrating their gold platinum record. VIP treatment everywhere. I host other events in the US. VIP treatment, I'm like, okay, so why can't my own people do it? It really bothers me that my own people in my own community won't do it and won't acknowledge that, you know what I mean? Right. Now in the US, what I've done is, I've hosted the award ceremonies, but the most work that I've done on big award shows is I've done the voiceovers.
Okay.
So the biggest African music award show is AFIMA, which is in Dallas, Texas, and I'm the official voice of that. So I'm the guy in the back who introduces the act, or the official voice, basically. Also did the Guiama Awards. Those are now the biggest movie awards in North America, and they happen in Houston, Texas. So I did the voiceover for that as well. I did it for like 3 years. I don't know if they're still doing them, to be honest, because it was really costly, because all the stars would come out.
Yeah.
And that one was huge. AFIMA is huge. AFIMA I missed last year, which is 2017, due to scheduling conflicts. I think I had a wedding or something like that. So, but this year I'm back, so I'm actually gonna, since I'm leaving for Africa tomorrow, I come back.
And I noticed it was one of those
the stops
on there. So you go into Namibia, coming back, and then hitting up.
So I go to Namibia, go to Tanzania,
okay.
Come back to Toronto. I have a wedding for one day on October 6th, and then October 7th I'm at AFIMA Awards in Dallas, and then I come back on Monday. And then I relax.
How do you balance that? Like because you're a man of family, 2 boys you talked about. How hard is that to balance, especially at this level, like going 2 weeks? How hard is it balancing?
It's kind of hard, but shout out to the wifey, man. She holds it down. You know what I mean? And it's not often. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Some of the times we go together.
Okay.
You know, the whole family. Like that tour that I did, we all went to Africa.
Okay.
But then I left them in Namibia. And then I went to the other 6 countries that I went to.
I want to go this year, Bonde, man. I know you're also doing in November, right? Like you're doing
that trip to Namibia, yeah. So what I did now is I realized Namibia is beautiful, bro. I'm telling you.
No,
you saw the video, right?
I saw your video. I was like, damn. Bro. I think I even hit you up like, yo, Bonde, I need a...
Yeah, no, Namibia is beautiful. Like going to the desert, doing the dune bikes, the hot, sunny weather every single day. It's amazing. The trips, everything is out there is amazing. So shout out to Namibia. Yo, listen, Namibia tourism, I gotta get a check. Like seriously, the way I promoted, honestly, you know what?
And you're putting the tour together.
And you know what? Come to think of it, I'm gonna go. But when I'm going tomorrow, I'm gonna go talk to the ministry. Seriously, I have to get a check. I've promoted this country so much more than my own country but it's beautiful though, and I'm not sugarcoating it or anything like that. It's amazing. Even the condo that I stay in town, I go to the same condo all the time. And shout out to that lady who hooks me up with her condo. Amazing place to stay, like huge apartment, view of the city and view of one of the biggest malls in Namibia. I literally walk to the mall and it's just convenient. So it's really amazing to hit up these countries and sort of visit. But Namibia, because the population is only 2 million, which is the population of Toronto alone, that's probably the reason why it's not that congested. I didn't see any traffic. I didn't see a lot of traffic at all. I could breeze through traffic and everything, you know what I mean? So
are you putting a tour together this year for that? Is that still going on?
Good question. So what I did is, since Namibia was amazing, I said, you know what? Let me start doing tours to Namibia. Okay, and I'll take 15 people to start for the next couple of years. Let's do 15. If it grows, great, we'll go to 20, 25, 30. But I go with you and we go experience Namibia. Because that's the only country where the desert meets the ocean. You get to see, you're standing one leg in the desert, the other foot is in the ocean. Wow. Amazing. So I said, let me take people out there. So we were planning to do it this year, but because of these tours that I'm doing and trying to build my brand in terms of the TV and the radio and so forth, I had to push it to next year to do that trip. So basically, you can hit me up at mcbonde1 or mcbonde2010@gmail.com for more information on taking a trip to Namibia. Basically, it's $4 grand, approximately $4,000 Canadian. But don't be scared because of the number. You can pay literally weekly from January until then. You can pay monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, whichever way. You just chip it away, slowly chip it away until you're paid up, and we go there and we have a great time. And it's worth every single penny.
And the 4,000, what is that? That includes everything.
Flight, includes everything. Flight,
staying, food,
some food. Okay. It includes all the breakfast.
Hennessy included.
No, that's extra. That's only you. It's even in the contract. It's even in the contract that any alcohol, anything, you're on your own. However, you know me,
of course.
I would probably bring a case and
case
just
say, of Ciroc.
Cases, I get a check from Ciroc. So shout out to Ciroc.
So I was wondering, how did somebody get their song on radio?
Good question. Get your act right. Then then I would start there. Get your act right. Because people be hitting me up and sending me songs on WhatsApp, on my phone.
That don't work.
Come on, man. Like, what am I gonna do on my phone? I'm not gonna start going to email that song to. I get over at least 1,000 songs every week. Say, hey, this is my song. This is my song. It's overwhelming, but establish yourself as an artist. You understand? First, register yourself. Establish yourself as an artist. Then
do the work.
Do the work. Have your team. Have people around you that's sending the the music. Sending your bio as well. Don't just drop a song and just say, hey, this is my song. Who are you? First of all, where are you from? Why this song? What does it mean? You know what I'm saying? Give us the details. You know what I mean? So that's how you get your song ready. But just handing it in, and following up. That's the key thing that people fail. Following up. They think if they just send a song, it's going to play on radio all of a sudden. You got to follow up because we get, in a month, I'll be honest with you, we get over 3,000 songs.
Wow.
3,000 hits of, hey, play my song, this is it. So imagine,
and it's 2 hours.
And it's only 2 hours on the
commercial and everything like
exactly.
that. Would you like for them to expand it more? Like, if it was up to you,
would love it. Well, yeah, we'd love to get to 4 hours.
4 hours?
We'd love to get to 4 hours, include a mix in there, and go hard with 4 hours of African music. We have a lot of content, man.
Yeah.
We have a lot of content.
One of the final questions is that, and I know you're also a brand ambassador, of course. African
clothing by AIM.
Yeah. AIM. Yeah. How is it being a brand ambassador? Do you?
Well, it's a good look. I mean, it's basically pushing their brand, right? And they get me anything that's out. Shout out to Jules, aka Ghana Mixtapes. Follow them at Clothing by AIM. Whenever anything comes out, they hit me up first. I get everything out, and then I start wearing it. And then everybody asks me, oh, where did you get that? Where did you get that? Like, I went to the UK, and literally we had like over 50 orders of these caps for that. You know what I mean?
And that's no small feat, by the way.
Yeah, that's no small feat. And we're charging in pounds of being out there, so it was a real good look. So yeah, it's great. Like I said, I gotta give credit to Jules for believing in me and putting it in me to be the brand ambassador for Clothing by AIM, and I continue to represent their hoodies, caps. They've got shoes coming out now. They have an amazing tracksuit which is really for this season right now. Mm-hmm. It's a hoodie tracksuit. You gotta get that one.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw the last year's one, and I go, this shit.
No, it's fire. It is fire.
I said, shit. This shit is nice.
Yeah.
I was scared. It was almost too nice, and I was like, hey, this might be low. But I mean, because I buy like the Nike suits or whatever. Those are not cheap per se. So I figure changing our mentality a little bit. Like when we see people that looks like us. As long as they're because also some people you can support them and they could like kind of shit on you in a sense. It's like, okay, cool. Like, if I support it, if it's good, I'm willing to get a tracksuit or whatever it is.
Exactly. No, they're good look. Those are good look. And if you're African, even if you're not African, you look good in those tracksuits. You know what I mean? It's just on point, and they seem to be bringing out good stuff. If you like caps or these bowler caps or even the dad hats. When it comes to winter here, we have the toques as well. Yeah. Amazing toques. We even have kids clothing. Like my kids are wearing all those clothing. Like
hey, Jules, please.
Jules,
pull me on. Please.
Yes, Jules.
I need one track. So
hook him up.
Can anybody approach you, be like, "Oh, Bonde, I want you to wear this," or you're like, "Nah." Because I don't want now people to start running up on you like, "Bonde, I got a shirt. Can you?"
Well, you know what? It depends. You know, people hit me up. People hit me up. Don't get me wrong. So people hit me up, and people have given me some clothing to wear, and I promoted them, all of them, because I have to. Once they give it to me, there's no way I'm not going to promote it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So here and there, I promoted and stuff there. But I think we get to sort of that growth that we were talking about earlier on, where it can not only be about getting free clothes and keeping it moving. You know what I mean? Now it has to be some form of a contract or some form of a deal that we signed on how long we're going to do it and what is the marketing strategy and stuff like that. So we are at that point right now. All the deals that we've done in the past, great, been good.
They grandfathered,
you know what I mean? Yeah, we're good, but moving forward, we definitely looking for contracts and solid deals that make sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you an Activated Podcast shirt. Just because I appreciate you coming. This is gonna be my thank you gift.
I appreciate it. I don't want to get a t-shirt. I'd rather have a hoodie, but okay.
No, that's a you'll get a shirt and a hoodie. I get you a hoodie.
Hoodie is tight.
I get you a hoodie.
Hoodie season right now. You know what? And thank you for saying that. Actually, I'm gonna hook you up. I don't know if I've never given you an MC on the t-shirt.
One day, come on, man.
Oh, man. Okay, I got you. You know what I'm gonna do? As soon as I get home, I'm gonna put it aside because I have over 100 t-shirts right now that are in the bag right now. To go to Namibia with me because I'm just gonna,
that's actually, and we're gonna keep a plug for your t-shirt guy. You've one time you posted because when I was trying to print shirt at the beginning just to kind of give it out as a promotion, you had posted a guy on there, and then who I ended up following. We actually talked. I was like, yeah, I saw Bonde posting, can you hook me up? But then the price I couldn't afford it at the time. I was like, yeah, I understand why Bonde go to. Bonde is a big dog, I was like, you know what? Shout out to you. I'll come back. I'll come back. He was telling me, yeah, Bonde come in here and do 500. I said, damn. Yeah. I said, okay, because I was thinking like, 10, 20. I was like, you know what? I'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 10, 20 is more expensive,
of course,
than doing bulk. Yeah, but of course the bulk does cost.
Yeah, I know if I have 500 shirt, that's what I wear for the next 3 years. I don't know who to give it to.
Afrofest, bro. Throw them out. Yeah, everywhere. All these events that you're hosting now.
I did do some special Afrofest edition for just Afrofest. I did about 30. All of them were gone. And I appreciate friends and family, which at this point are the biggest supporter. I still get the odd, random person hit me up, but it's always good, you know what I mean? When people show love, I think it goes without saying, like, we need to appreciate when people are really working hard. And,
exactly.
And I hope that I appreciate you as an MC, of course. And regardless of numbers don't lie. Like at the end of the day, somebody could say, oh no, they could ignore you or whatever, but you can't go around what you've done as a pioneer in the African community, which we appreciate. And I appreciate you coming in and chatting it with me for about an hour.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I told you, man, I hadn't made it in my career, but that's why I wanted to be unactivated so bad. And I say, listen, once I get it, I was seeing everyone coming through, man. I was watching. I've been watching it, and I was like, oh man, everybody's going there, and I'm not even there yet. But I guess I'll make it one day, and the day came soon.
Yeah, and some people I reach out to, and then they're like, they feel bigger. And I was like, so for somebody like you to come, I'm like, damn, I can't.
Yo, I jumped with it. I was ready.
I was like, thank you.
Shout out to Jacques, man. He hit me up. I was like, when?
Yeah, when? I didn't know if I could go through. I was like, Jack.
Yo, that's another thing. I don't even know why you said Jacques. I was like, what the hell? What is this guy doing?
Because I met you through Jacques. So I'm sure you guys have a stronger relationship.
Oh yeah, shout out to Jacques. You have known each other the whole team. Yeah, we go way back, man. We go way back.
So
you were part of Mamaland too, man.
Yeah, I was.
But yeah, you were really quiet.
I was the quiet guy, according to you.
Shout out to
Hakeem, Dodi, everybody married now. Everybody doing it
locked up and stuff like that.
Any last thing that you want to get up?
Yo, man. Thank you, man. Yo, thank you. Shout out to Activated Podcast. Make sure you all listen to it. Listen, my t-shirts are out. I've been giving them out for free, but now I'm trying to raise funds for my TV show. So I'm literally selling the t-shirts for $20 each. So please support the movement. When you see me, just pull out that $20, whether it be 20 US or 20 Canadian, it's still $20.
Right.
And just looking for support and everything from everyone, and looking forward to starting the TV show in the near future. Also, hopefully something pops up with that whole other step up with radio and stuff in terms of Sirius XM, just elevating the game. For now, we continue broadcasting live every single Sunday, 12 to 2, playing the best in African music on 98.7 FM, that's G98.7 FM. You actually can download the app, it's free on your phone, and you can listen to us every Sunday from 12 to 2 as we play the best in African music and also entertainment news. Shout out to Miss Go-To Girl, she's my co-host.
Shout out to her.
The Spice of Africa, she's from Ghana. Shout out to Sampi Pro, who came on as our producer on the show now. He's from Liberia. Also shout out to BJ Mahito, he's our official DJ on the show, also from Liberia. Huge thanks to G98 for giving us the opportunity to be on national radio in Canada. And then in terms of events, man, I'm hosting events all over the place. I'm probably, to be honest with you, cutting back on events, making it an exclusive announcement right now, cutting back on maybe these club events and stuff, doing more concerts and weddings moving forward. So hit me up if you have a wedding, especially weddings. I do an average 40 weddings a year. So definitely I'll take care of your wedding, make your day a lot better than it is already. So you can hit my manager up at amanagement2014@gmail.com. That's amanagement2014@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up directly on all my social media, everything, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. It's all MC Bonde1, MCBONDE and the number 1. Hit me up and let's get some work done. And of course, remember that Africa tour that we're going to be doing. So hit me up for more information on that.
Yeah, if you guys heard this, that is professionalism at its height. He did not stutter, you know what I mean?
I do this too often. Too often.
That's what it comes down to. Well, I appreciate it. So I'm not even going to spoil that ending. You closed it out perfect. So
activated.
For those always listening, this is how I close it. Thanks again for tuning in. This is the Activated Podcast, and you officially